beautiful people. This is Sophia here. Today we are going to be making banana bread. So let's get right into this video without wasting any time. Thank you. The ingredients we'll be using are banana, baking soda, baking powder, vegetable oil, brown sugar, cinnamon, vanilla flavor, different toppings of choice, nutmeg, flour, sugar, egg, and also buttermilk. All ingredients will be listed in the caption. The tools we'll be using for this recipe are bowl, whisk, fork, measuring cups, baking pan, spatula, parchment paper, sieve, and most importantly, oven. The first thing we'll be doing is to prepare all the ingredients we'll be needing to make it easier, faster, and also neater. We'll be using 1 cup of flour for this recipe, which is also 250 ml. Also, we will be mixing all our dry ingredients together. Now it is time to add our baking soda. We'll be using half teaspoon of baking soda for 1 cup of flour. Half teaspoon of baking powder also. Half teaspoon of nutmeg for taste, and also half teaspoon of cinnamon. You can either reduce or add more of those spices depending on your preference. Now it is time to sieve all our dry ingredients together. Like I said earlier, preparing all the ingredients you need before baking makes your work easier, faster, and also neater. Now, we'll be lining our baking pan with parchment paper. Just follow through with this method to make your lining easier. The next thing is to prep our toppings. I'll be using almond, chocolate, raisins, and also coconut for this. I have some chocolates left since Val and I decided to use it as a topping for this recipe. We'll be cutting our almond into smaller pieces. You can use blender for this or you can also chop just the way I'm doing. We'll also be cutting the chocolate into smaller pieces just like the almond. Now it is time to whip up the moistest and tastiest banana bread ever. We'll be using 4 ripe bananas for this recipe. You can add more or less depending on your preference. We'll be making use of our fork to mash this up. You can also make use of a potato masher to mash the bananas. A mixer will also do the work, so do whatever works for you. After mashing thoroughly, we'll be using half cup of vegetable oil, which is also 125 ml for this recipe. For the buttermilk, we'll be using half cup. To make your buttermilk, use half cup of milk and half tablespoon of vinegar. Then leave to stand for 10 minutes. What we just did is to add all our wet ingredients together. Mix well till it is well combined. After mixing, we'll be adding half cup of white sugar, also half cup of brown sugar. You can also reduce the quantity of your sugar depending on your preference. Now mix till it is well incorporated. We'll be using 2 eggs for this recipe. Just keep mixing, but make sure you don't overmix. The next thing is to add half teaspoon of vanilla for flavor. Remember our sifted flour with baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon and nutmeg. It goes in now. Make sure to add batch by batch instead of pouring everything at once. At this point, you'll also notice I switched to a spatula instead of whisk. Here, we'll be folding instead of mixing, and the reason is because we want to keep the batter light, fluffy and airy. At this point, you can turn on your oven and let it heat up before you start baking. This is called preheating, and it makes your batter bake evenly and also save time. You should have this consistency after folding in. Transfer to the lined baking pan immediately. By now, you should have seen the usefulness of preparing all your ingredients. Imagine after mixing your batter and you've not lined your baking pan, the mixture is just going to be sitting down there and it can make it lose the air you've already folded in. Now to my favorite part. I'll be making use of raisins, almond, coconut and also chocolates. You can also mix the toppings together with your batter depending on your preference. Now it's time to transfer into our preheated oven. This is how it looks after 1 hour. We are going to be checking if our banana bread is done. You can use either toothpick or fork to check if it is ready. All you need to do is dip in at different parts. If it comes out clean, it is done. If it doesn't come out clean, take it back into the oven. I know you might ask, what temperature did I set the oven to? This oven comes with a gas cooker and you can only manually set the temperature, meaning you increase or decrease the fire underneath the oven. What I do is to set to low heat to be on a safer side and also to make the batter cook evenly without burning. Now our banana bread is ready. You can even tell without slicing that this is so moist, fluffy and it is going to be delicious. If you agree with me, type thumbs up in the comment section. Just follow this recipe and trust me, you will come back to thank me. Let me know if you'll be trying out this recipe. Also, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly like, share and subscribe for more beautiful videos like this. This is the tastiest and moistest banana bread I've ever tasted. It was so good. Do well to try it and share your review. See you next time. Bye.